It's time for lunch money with Gina Savage and Christy Miller. We are your new daytime comedy talk show.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to Lunch Money. We're your new noon daytime comedy talk show. I'm your host, Gina Savage, joined with host. You're my co-host. I'm a host and your host.
I'm a hosty coasty.
I'm so stupid. Doesn't matter. I haven't seen her in a week.
Yep.
This is my girl right here, Christy Miller. Talented comedian.
Yeah,
Yes, you are. Nobody knows you like I know you, but when they do,
they'll know.
they'll know. So that's the can of corn we're bringing already for noon. I couldn't even tell you.
What?
How was your week?
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Man.
Oh, it's lunch money, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, we never want to get into the politics, but holy mother of God, I'm not going to. It's not good out there.
No. Right now, I just imagine the United States of America is Jodie Foster on the pinball machine.
Ooh.
We'll be right back. Brave man.
Brave man.
My friend. It's bad.
You know, I always pray for an alien, an extra. They don't like to be called aliens.
What are their pronouns out of this UF and O, sweetie?
They don't like it. I heard through the rumor mill of that community, you know, the Area 51 community. They don't like it.
I wish
They want to be called extraterrestrials.
No, they don't.
That's what they said, according to nobody that I know.
No, and in the hood, they'd be all extraterrestrial. Why gotta be all extraterrestrial?
I'm waiting for intervention. Like, the world is falling apart. It's not good.
No.
It's not good. When we keep weaponizing, I'm just sorry. When that's the answer to everything. You know, oh, let's bomb them. Let's go over here. Let's bomb them. You know, then we've lost all sense of what humanity is supposed to be. Like, I can't get.
We'll be right back.
I can't get into it.
No, it's a lot. It's a lot. So let's, on a lighter note.
Oh, on a lighter note, let's talk about
the MTA.
We can talk about. We have a separate. What do we call it? Segment.
Do we now?
We have a segment for the subway, but I want to start off, and I tell you why I want to start. You know, I've been. Look, Florida is never too far a reality for me if I choose to. Ever go back there, and it's looking better. Better.
Hey, you might want to try a news.
Well, that's partly why. I'm just looking at 900 square foot of just paradise, and 2 pools and 15 minutes of the beach, and a lot of peace of mind. But let's continue on. This is why you can't go back. I mean, the thing about Florida is, like, here you know what kind of crime you're really going to get. But in Florida,
it just sneaks up on.
About a year ago, a drugged out, this is how they describe it. This was, I don't know which publication I got this from. A drugged out Florida wacko. Their words, not mine. Wacko. Bit off a chunk of flesh from a cop's skull, I might add, in a drug-fueled, crazy frenzy at a music festival. This was about a year ago that this happened.
And you're just now telling us?
Because he was recently sentenced. He got his sentence.
Verse that in a sentence.
He said in a sentence. He looks like the Timo Jason Momoa.
Oh.
He does. There's something Momoa-y about the guy. In my mouth, your skull goes.
Lady Gaga intro.
My mouth on your skull, my mouth. Anyway, his name is James Anderson. He'll spend 6 years in prison, for his deed. He took a bite out of crime. Here's the thing.
Well, no he goes unpunished.
Tell me about it. I can't even talk about that story. I can't even talk about that story about trying to give a guy $1 back. But anyway, it's a whole long story, and it ends with Not good. 6 years in prison. He's getting 6 years in prison. And he took a bite out of the cop's skull, right? He took a bite out, and he goes, there's hair in my mouth. Hair in my mouth. Wasn't even happy. And you know why? Because he was on a cocktail, if you will.
Was it bath salts?
No, it wasn't just, but it was
Yeah, hold the mic.
PCP,
Oh.
LSD, ketamine. He was also on shrooms and ecstasy.
Is that Elon Musk?
Sounds like somebody I used to date. So, today, what are you kidding me? Sounds like my kind of guy. He looks sort of like Jason Momoa, and he's all drugged up. Bring him. That's all right. I just need somebody.
Florida.
Here I come. Keep
Gina,
it up. Keep it up, Florida. I'll be back. Keep it up.
you know, he should stick to eating pussy instead of head. Nothing? All right, never mind.
All right. I have to refer to a separate side note for our next little treat. This evening.
Love it. I never know what she's bringing, and I live.
Is it?
I live.
Oh my God! I don't even know what I'm bringing. I forget because it's so mindless. God, you know, because I can't.
Welcome to Lunch Money, ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen.
The New York Post.
Wow.
Oh, this was people. If I can't stress this to you enough, don't eat the critters on the street.
Oh, no. What?
A man was seen casually eating pieces of a bloody rat in the Bronx. I want to go, you dirty rat.
You bloody rat.
You bloody rat.
My brother.
You bloody rat. Let me take a bite out of you, speaking of bites.
Bite his skull.
I mean, well, he did. He bit that thing. And the best part were the comments the New York Post put in about the people that saw the guy eating
The rat.
the rat. The comments were as follows.
Mm-hmm.
One was, I got to get out of the Bronx.
Wow.
Okay,
That's not the only reason why. That's the least of your worries in the Bronx.
Then this other guy goes, no, what in the fuck? He is wilding.
Word.
Okay, he's wilding.
Wilding out.
Someone says, thanks, Biden. Like the guy eating the
Rat.
rat. Thanks, Biden. Okay.
Huh?
Nothing. All nobodies of you?
Yeah, no, you got something to say?
All nobodies of you.
How about you, caller? Are you
Caller? Yeah. Someone else says, okay, here comes another, I'm sorry. Oh, here comes another virus. Yeah, because they have to find that guy now. Because he's eating dirty rats.
You
Dirty rats. Can't stop it.
You spread my virus.
And then somebody else commented, USA, the envy of the world. I mean, it's New York, you know?
You know what? The
It's
thing
New York.
is that it's New York, and we are one of a kind. We are a world of our own. And if you can't handle our crazy, get out. You know, just get away from us, because we are a special kind of whacked out nut job, batshit crazy that I live for. It's the most entertaining place to live on earth. Who needs to spend money on Broadway
Oh, you don't.
when you got dudes eating rats and setting people on fire and jerking off on the train?
Oh, well, let's.
Singing, you know, like, come on now.
So that's, yeah.
That's just my mom.
So that's what that guy is. Okay, so we went from biting the skulls to biting the rats in the Bronx.
That's eating the cats, eating the dogs, eating the pets. See, we don't eat pets here. We just eat street meat.
I know. What can I tell you? All right.
We're amazing. I love New York.
All right. In the story subway series that we have, I mean, there's a lot of things. You know, they keep saying the crime in the subway is down. Not this week. Not this week at all. This is like one after the other after the
Who
other.
needs the Yankees and the Mets when we have this stuff?
The subway series is alive and well on the 6 train. This is the train I ride on the way to work. Of course, there's always, you know, you want to leave. It doesn't matter where you leave. You got to leave an hour. You got to leave an hour before.
Even if you're one stop away, you
You
have
have to leave an hour before.
Yeah.
So anyway, a person was struck by a train
Okay.
And so, well, there is nothing more than that. That's literally the article is person was struck with, they can't find the reason why. It's just, I'm just thinking, and it happened at 8:15 in the morning, if I'm not mistaken.
Struck on you.
And
I got a feeling down deep in my soul.
no, this one not. This was like in the middle of the night or whatever.
Right.
And that it just screwed up all the, traffic.
Yeah.
For however many hours, but these people, they don't know because they're stumbling around down there.
Well, the thing is, and also it's like people get pushed or they fall or they jump, whatever
they're drugged out down
they're
there.
drugged out, they fall on the tracks. And it's like what it does is it totally disrupts train. So all the 6 trains were all delayed and backed up because there was a body on the train. They got to investigate. Meanwhile, the 4-5 train has been disrupted because they're cleaning a car. True story.
Yeah.
On that same line, the express train was being cleaned while the other one's getting dirty.
It's never stops. It doesn't stop. But here's the other thing.
Right.
In this area, well, actually, again, the 5 train, I should say, not this area. The 5 train, man was, the news. Like, just say it for what it is. A man was performing a lewd act.
He was jerking off.
Say it.
Just say.
Why can't you say
He
it?
was spanking his monkey. He was choking his chicken.
Why do we have to guess? What men can't just write that he was doing that? Is that going to offend me more than lewd act? Say what he was doing, so we know. Hey, there's that guy jerking off on the 5th.
The guy was fighting his meat on the 5 train. What I want to know is what was he thinking about? What gets you that hard on a 5 train?
It was
early
in the morning.
Excuse me while I beat mine. Did you see that video that time a couple years ago? The crackhead woman on the Uptown train, legs spread eagle, butt naked from the waist down, masturbating on the car seat.
No.
Train. You never saw that?
No.
It's epic. She was so cracked out. She had her legs spread eagle in the air and going at it. Pulled her pants up and got off. I was like, oh, well, get it, girl. Huh? Hey.
She had to get rid of that, buzz. Like, she had to, calm down.
Yeah, she had to,
Don't ask me why I know. I have a good time with life in general. Okay,
I've had a good life.
I've well-lived. I've lived 9 lives. I'm a very lucky person, seriously.
Not loud.
And the good thing is I can laugh about them. I can laugh about my life. A lot of people don't, they don't get
If
that.
Gina was a soap opera, she would be, these are the days of our 9 lives.
These are the days of our 9 lives and our... All right, what else do I have for you today? Because, forgive me. You see, I'm writing I got to get organized. And,
It's never going to happen.
Well, the thing is, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, so...
let me digress for a second. Let's talk real talk. Let's talk real talk for a minute.
Can we real talk?
Let's talk
real talk now.
Real talk. I did not get a lot of sleep from the last time I saw you. I was, even when I, looked at, what we had done last week in terms of the podcast.
Right.
I could see that I was tired. I was touching my face. I was really, I had a lot on my mind. Certain things were, personal things that we go through in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't, when you can't see your way out of those things, you're like, how am I going to rectify this? And then you want to do a good job at your job, but you know that you're tired and, things are happening. I just felt really overwhelmed. And sometimes when you're overwhelmed and then people come, they hit you a little bit where you don't, like, hey, I was just a little overwhelmed in my personal life last week.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, everybody just settle. I got animated. Let's settle down, everybody. Let's soothe everyone.
Let's do some ASMR.
Let's just do that just for a moment.
Podcast.
Listen, guys, in this crazy world that we live in. No,
just shut the fuck up.
Settle down. It's never as serious as some people. We're fighting just to go to work. You see, the people are flopping and dropping on the trains. The guy's eating rats. We gotta get past all that.
Oh, and what's even better? Because I live in Midtown, and right here in Times Square.
Yeah.
Did you see that story?
Yeah, what the heck was that? Where was that?
The crazies clock in around 12 p.m., 1 a.m. That's like the crazy time. They clock in and then they clock out around 7. So from like 1 to 7 is Looney Bin in Times Square. So there was 2 guys in Times Square and they were arguing about something. And so the guy doused him with something and then lit him on fire. And took off. Lit him on fire.
Yeah, they knew each other.
They did.
Those 2 knew each other.
Yeah, they knew each other from the streets, yo.
And I call those guys,
Dad.
Mickey and Elmo. I think it was Mickey and Elmo. I think they were Broadway dudes.
Were they?
No, but I'd like to call it that for the purposes of humor. That clearly didn't go over well at all.
Where's my cricket chirp when I need it?
Yeah, you need that.
I got to figure out how to upload it.
Because
I'm not smart.
it's a lot funnier if you think Mickey doused, Elmo.
Tip
Okay,
me.
I'm out. All right, Jesus. Let's talk.
I was hoping it'd be Darth Vader versus Spider-Man out there because those fucking assholes.
Right.
Yeah.
They're just out there. That's a whole other.
That
we'll talk about
of characters.
Yeah, those carnies.
Those are the new carnies. Yeah. The carny of sawdust. Have you seen what's inside of them?
Yeah. A lot of that.
I love seeing Spider-Man, a skinny Spider-Man with a backpack on.
Yeah, right.
It's like, who are you fooling?
He's cracked.
Is that your
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I'm like, is that your backup for your web?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you carrying in that thing? You're Spider-Man. You don't have a purse.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider.
Oh, what were you gonna do?
No, remember my joke about the pronouns?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody has to change their pronouns. Spider you, spider him, spider she, and spider her. Spider them, spider that, spider shim, spider shan. Look at here comes a spider person.
Spider person. Yeah, but they well, whatever. They knew each other, and that's look, crazy all over the town. And that's what we're waking up to. And here's what this was, like I hate the theme of fear, right? I hate, like, I'm going to perpetuate fear. That's not really what this is about, right? Like, these are stories that are happening. You just have to, pop open any app or whatever news thing. You're going to see some here, fear this, fear this, fear this.
Because it's ratings. It's all about downloads, ratings, and clickbait. People will click on negative before anything positive. That's how fucked up we are as a humanity. And it's like, I can't watch that shit. I don't read that dumbass shit. Just keep your head on the swivel and keep it moving.
Well, I read the dumbass shit because I do talk about the shit. But the thing is, what do we do to counter that shit that is, so prevalent, right? So in the better part of the good news, there was an update on Wendy Williams.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that she was in court and she had won, like, the first part of, like, ending that conservatorship.
Oh, thank God.
Sort of or being in a less restricted scenario.
Good.
And there was a video of her. And we're kind of, if you haven't seen the other podcast, we're Wendy fans. And because she, like the one thing that I think that, like, you believed her. The thing about Wendy is she's believable.
Yeah. There's
a lot of people out there not so believable, but you believe Wendy when she's like I know her. You believe Wendy when she's talking to you. But I want to see, her resilience. I hope that, that she could come back. We talked about this last week.
Like she's like the female Howard Stern, the way Howard Stern pioneered radio and podcasting. She pioneered, podcasting and talk shows, like she's brought that whole, it wasn't like just like the silly daytime talk shows they had on TV, like Rosie and Ellen and all the Caroline Ray, like the happy, shticky, happy shit. Wendy would go for the jugular. She would roast people. She would call people out on their bullshit. It was hilarious. Yeah. She had no fear.
And skillful and fun. And, it was, but it harkened it to like my own thing in a sense, or our own thing where, you're believable. You're out there. You're a woman in this world. You're also, we're fragile too. The stuff we talk about does hit us, and so in our own personal life, having these things happen, I'm not saying, oh, boo-hoo, Wendy, she had all this money, and it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. It's the fact that women are held to a different standard in this world than men. And that's just reality. And it's not like a positive or a negative statement that I'm saying. It's just reality. And if you stay in reality, you'll be able to handle and navigate it better. But yes, women are held to a much different standard.
Yes, indeed.
We'll be right back.
Be right back. All right. I did go off the rails here. Let me just take a quick
That's what we do. That's what we do.
Okay. Man Eats Rat is still like...
Can I throw in a story that happened lately?
Yeah, I'm too far.
You know, it's about our dear friend that we love, Tracey Morgan. I'm worried about him. He was courtside at the Knicks game last night, and he got really dizzy, blood came out of his nose, and he threw up courtside, and they had to pause the game for 10 minutes to clean it up, and they wheeled him out, and he went to the hospital. Turned out he had food poisoning.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's fucking, dude, this poor guy, like his health is, he had, the kidney transplants from his diabetes, and he's hit by a Walmart truck. Like, he's the Terminator. He's the Black Terminator. He can't die. Thank God. I love Tracey.
I love Tracey, and I love that I knew what his response to all that would be. And I knew it. There's only one way out of that, throwing up in Madison Square Garden is to say, well, they won, so now I got to throw up at every game.
Yep.
That's
Tracey.
It is. And so,
and then he goes, and then he's like, shout out to the guy that had cleaned it up.
I know. So right.
Tracey's hilarious, and he's just a good dude, and he's just had a lot of crazy setbacks, but he's always come out brighter and shinier.
I'll give you one
and blacker.
Tracy story.
I love it.
That happened at the Boston Comedy Club when I worked there many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Feliz?
Oh, I'm sitting down.
So, many times you're sitting in this vestibule to this club. It was on West 3rd between Thompson and Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
And, it would be cold or whatever. But in this case, I think it might have been summer. And people would get us all sorts of snacks. Like Attell would get us candy, and somebody else would get us hot wings from Atomic Wings that was back there.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was one of those nights where people just kept feeding us as we were working. And I had wings, I had chocolate, I had something else. All of a sudden, I'm in the stairwell, and I'm like, I don't feel good, and I really don't feel good. I'm like really tied up, and Tracey starts coming up the steps and goes, "Hey, G, what's the matter with you, G?" And I'm like, "I don't know, Tracey, I don't feel good." He goes, "What do you eat?" I go, "I did this, and I'm giving him the whole litany," and he goes, "That's just gas." I really didn't know that it was just gas. I needed Tracey to tell me
it's just gas.
It's just gas, because he's
yeah, he's true. He said, "You got a fart, G. You got to let a fart out."
He didn't say that, but he would have said it.
Stairwell.
In the stairwell. Get rid of that.
Get rid of that. Go get rid of it.
Get rid of that.
Or I'll make you pregnant.
That's right. But, I love that Tracey did that. Till this day, it's still one of my favorites.
It's just a great story.
I needed the gas diagnosis.
From Tracey Morgan.
Tracey. Thank you, Tracey. And we do wish you well.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Hopefully it was just a little bout of food poisoning, and
that's it.
And that's it.
And also, too, puking on that court was probably the most positive thing that's happened at an Knicks game.
Indeed.
Because they usually take a shit on the court. Tracey just
whoa, there you go.
That's the next shot.
Okay. All right, let's see what else I have.
What you got, man?
Okay, so just all right. So another in aviation news, like a lot of things, not that, again, fear of flying.
Yeah.
I don't, but I am getting a little like, all right already. And
yeah, I'm like, okay, ease up on
the So this was a Delta plane was landing and in LaGuardia.
Sure.
And its left wing on the runway. Here's the thing: it was the plane was the Endeavor Air. No, it was Endeavor Air Flight 4814. The left wing hit the runway.
Who's the fat guy on the left side?
That's what she said.
Good night.
Okay, but I was more like, why don't you endeavor to land lane safe? Okay, Endeavor flight. Why don't you endeavor?
Why don't you land the plane forever, endeavor?
Why don't you endeavor to enlist? No, I firmly believe the pilot did. Like, he was fighting winds or whatever.
Yeah, there was a lot of winds this week, so
I'm not gonna go there. But like, enough already. Look at me, I get so New York lately. Enough already. Yeah, enough for last week. I was talking to you before this. I every scene last week's me touching my face and like yeah.
Keep it out your face.
Just put it out your fucking face.
Fucking mic in your face.
Fucking mic in your fucking face. So, but anyway, so the funny thing about this Delta thing. So here's Deltas. And then they say LaGuardia is now the safest, not the safest, one of the best, if not the best airports in the United States now. Yeah. Except, and this is the funny part. Well, I don't know if it's the funny part.
Thank you, Andrew Cuomo. Sorry, let's just
Delta Airlines says that the new gate designs allow for smooth and more efficient flow of operations. Not for the Endeavor.
No. Endeavor. All right.
Are we about that time?
We're at that time.
All right.
Maybe it's time to wrap it.
Well, let's wrap it then. But I just want to say one more thing.
Do it.
You haven't heard the last of the Gene Hackman and whatever his wife's name is story. We'll be right back next week.
Gene Hackman.
That story's not going to die, unlike Gina Hackman.
Good night. I wish his middle name was Tick, so it would spell genetic Hackman.
I know.
And you know what? That story's going to go on forever, endeavor.
And ever segues and tags.
Yes.
Thank you.
And, yeah. Well, that's been another exciting episode of Lunch Money. We are tuning in. Tune in. I'm losing it. Endeavor. Tune in. Tune in every Monday at noon for another exciting episode of Lunch Money. This has been Gina Savage. I am Christy Miller. Follow her at Savage in the City Pics everywhere, and you can follow me as well at Christymillercomedy. And don't forget to follow the show on Instagram as well at Lunch Money Talk Show. You can watch us on YouTube, listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Please like us, leave us comments, subscribe, follow, stalk us, and don't forget to share the show. We love you. See you next Monday.
That's our show. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye now.